Hi, I'm Mike. Today on the project list, we tackle what are around here considered the small things. We're going to sort heifers off that have already calved and get them kicked out with the cows. We're going to put some supplemental nutrition out for them as well, and we're going to start prep work on a new pipe fence that's going to be going in this summer. It's all today on our Wyoming Life. Welcome to our Wyoming Life. Each week we get a chance to take you with us as we explore the ranch life, and we invite you to escape the ordinary with us 3 times per week. This week is also our live stream week, and we hope that you can join us on Thursday for another Ranch Talk Q&A. Make sure you subscribe now and hit the bell notification so that you will not only be reminded when we put up a new video, but also of our live streams, so you can join us in real time and get your questions answered, win prizes, and so much more. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time to tackle the project list, the ever-growing list of things that need done around here. Seems, most of the time, like we knock one thing off the list and add 2, but that's okay. I like to call it job security, and it makes every day different. There are large projects on the board, along with small ones, and I love just picking off a few small projects every once in a while and getting them done. The large projects can take days, but the small ones may only take hours or even minutes. Getting 4 or 5 things crossed off the list is a huge morale booster. It really makes you feel like you're getting things done, and at the end of the day, you may actually realize that you worked a little bit harder doing a few small things, catching some small fish, than you would have if you decided to go after the big fish. After feeding the cows this morning, we're going to head into the heifer corral. In this corral are all of our heifers, or first-time moms, that are now in the process of calving. Some have already calved, and there are a few calves in here with them. They still need to be checked constantly, and we're still waiting for 3 more to have their babies, and then we're done with them. We had a brand new one just this morning, just a few hours ago. But if we can sort some of the moms and their calves off, then we'll have a much easier time when it comes to checking them every few hours. Our goal here is to move all the heifers that are still waiting to calve up into the top corral. I'm actually keeping them out of that corral right now because of all the melting snow and runoff. It's kind of made it a muddy mess, but for now we can use it to our advantage. I keep a list in my pocket at all times of who belongs to who, and after consulting that, we can get to work. Shuffling these heifers, along with 80, our oldest cow and chaperone of these delinquents, up and out of the way. Hey, no. When things do go smoothly, there's always a hitch, as a heifer that has already had a calf slips by, leaving her calf in the lower corral and mixing herself up with the heifers that were waiting to calve. And while trying to push her back out, we have others that want to see what's going on.
No. No. Get back. Get back. Hey.
But after some back and forth...
No. Get back.
And some more back and forth, we finally have all the heifers separated off. Moms and babies in one corral, and those still waiting in the other. But we aren't done yet. We still have to get the moms and the babies out to pasture. After double checking the list, we can open a gate and let them into another corral before taking them out to the cows. Again, we go back and forth. The cows are smarter than the calves, and moving cows is like trying to herd cats, but eventually everybody gets to where they need to be, and they need out. Now these heifers have graduated to cows. They've had their first calves, they're good moms, and they begin their lives as a member of our breeding herd. And the calves trail along as we head out to do the next thing. This time of year, the cows are chasing grass. They still come in when it's feeding time, but once they're done with the hay that I give them in the morning, they are moving out to pasture, eating the grass that is just starting to grow. They're limited to a smaller area right now, but the grass they are finding is not what they need nutritionally. One thing that fresh, newly grown grass is missing is magnesium. These are lick barrels, and they're a combination of vitamins and minerals that cows need. And these include a dose of magnesium, just what these moms and expecting moms need to produce more and better milk, especially in early lactation. These barrels weigh 250 pounds apiece, so the tractor is here to help us move them out to the field, where we'll place them for the cows. Loading each one into the bucket of the tractor, and then we head out. The pastures are pretty soft and muddy as well, so the tractor is used rather than taking them out with the pickup and just rolling them off the back. We take them to the top of a hill because the ground is less wet here, and the cows will gather around them and pulverize the area with their hooves if it's muddy to start with. This area has good drainage, and hopefully it'll make less of a mess later on. Cows are curious animals, and it's not long before they head our way to see what we're doing. And once they realize that it's food, then they come in full force. Lick barrels actually contain molasses as an incentive for them to eat the minerals and vitamins they need. To them, it's like candy. And before I can even get the covers off, they're into them. Soon, we have a swarm, and it's only going to get bigger, so we back away slowly before the crowd gets rowdy. On the way back to the shop, we can stop and put up our new flags. We normally fly both the American and the Wyoming flag over the ranch at all times. This winter, the wind has been pretty hard on flags. We normally go through about 6 per year, and we haven't had one up for a while. We've just gotten new ones, and now is the time to get Old Glory flying once again. This flagpole is close to 30 feet tall, and it's been on the ranch for over 50 years. It needs repainted, and we can add that to the project list, but for now, it works. And even though the wind is gusting a bit, we're going to get this done today. And up they go. A 5-minute project that gives me a lot of satisfaction. Last but not least today, we're going to work on some fence problems. The area behind the shop has an old wooden fence that used to be part of a corral system and alleys. Before we built our house, the area where our house sits now was a number of corrals, and there was an alley here that led to those corrals. Now that there are no corrals, we don't need the alley, and a portion of it has already been removed. This summer, we'll also take out the rest of this white fence and replace it with a pipe fence that we'll make from a bunch of old oil field pipe that we have. But before we get that far, we need to take out what's left of the alley. And it's time for a little destruction. This doesn't have to be pretty. If the wood was in better shape, I might try to save parts of this fence, but it's pretty beat up. And although we'll still set it aside if we ever need it, after all, ranching is all about recycling, I'm not worried about keeping it intact. Each panel is cut first between the posts using a reciprocating saw and knocked to the ground. Then we can stack them up and take them out of here with the tractor, taking them over to a wood storage area that we have. The posts are buried about 3 feet in the ground, and some are rotten. I expect them to break off when we pull them out, but others might be reusable. There are a number of ways to pull out fence posts, from chains to chainsaws, but these aren't concreted in, and we can use the grapple of the bucket by carefully lining up with the post and closing the grapple, then pulling straight up. Once done with that, it's time to clean up, picking up all the wood, splinters, finding any nails that might have fallen out, and taking all of that over to the wood pile as well. Days like today leave me feeling like I've accomplished quite a bit. The saying is, don't sweat the small stuff. But one thing that I've learned is that if you ignore the small things, they're going to quickly become big things. And they could even become rush projects that become completely overwhelming. Today we've done something that seems to be a recurring theme on the ranch. We laid the groundwork to make our next series of jobs easier. We sorted the heifers so that those that have already had calves are out of the calving corral, and that'll make it easier to check them from here on out. And if we have to sort one off because she's having any type of birthing problems or complications, it's going to be a lot easier. We got the cows much needed minerals and vitamins, hopefully making calving easier out there and giving moms the nutrition they need to make better milk for healthier calves. We got our flags up, which not only makes me feel good, but it's also a tool that we use every day around here to judge wind direction and strength at a glance. And we took out an old fence that needed to come out anyway. And it'll make it easier when we're rebuilding the fence behind the shop once the cows move down to their pasture and we're able to do it. All through life, we're always prepping for the next thing, the next project, or the next step. And getting ready for it is hopefully going to make it easier or more manageable. Thanks for your help today, as I believe that you keep me motivated as well. Lots more to do, and as winter hopefully winds down, things will heat up here on the ranch. Calving's still ramping up, Erin's gardens are getting into production already, and we have much more for you on the way. If you haven't, please subscribe and come with us, explore the ranch life, and escape the ordinary 3 times per week, right here. I look forward to hanging out with you on Thursday for our live stream question and answer session at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and on Sunday morning, look for a brand new video straight from the ranch. Until then, have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.